melted a few months later when my parents promised that I would go to college. This was the start in my life. And 17 years later, I did go to college. But I naively chose a college that was almost as expensive as Stanford. And all of my working class parents' savings were being spent on my college tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. And here I was, spending all of the money my parents had saved their entire life. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The minute I dropped out, I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked far more interesting. It wasn't all romantic. I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in friends' rooms. I returned Coke bottles for the 5-cent deposits to buy food with. And I would walk the 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple.
It's very deep music and everlasting. It's not music that comes one day and is gone the next day. It has a deep spiritual meaning, all based upon the old Sanskrit mantras and prayers. Is something which I think is good for the well-being of people.
Kirtan. Kirtan is a way of making a connection with the divine source, a divine power. Some people call him God, some people call him Ram, some people call him Krishna. And I was thinking that as we're seeing all these different talented people, it's important that we acknowledge the source of that talent. Just like these lights here, they're shining, but they have a source. That energy, that electricity has a source. So just the fact that we can stand here, we can play these instruments, someone can do flips down the aisle or do those crazy dances they were doing. All of that talent, that power has a deep source. So Kirtan is a song, a prayer, a call from the heart that directly addresses that source. And we'll start with a song by a man named Guru Nanak. Maybe some of you have heard of him. He was a great teacher of the Sikh tradition. And he said, Koi bole Ram Ram. Some say Ram Ram. Koi Khuda hai. Some say Khuda is a name for God in the Sufi tradition. Koi seve Gosaya, some worship Gosai, and Koi Allah, some say Allah. But he says that all of these different names for God are like different wells in different villages. Everyone says, oh, our water is the sweetest. In our village we have the best water. But actually, that underground river is feeding all of the wells. So he says that all of these names should be praised, and we should acknowledge this true unity in diversity. So if you know the words, if you recognize the words, please join in with us. Or please clap. Koi bole Ram Ram, koi Khuda hai, koi se